Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today on this 2020 Jeep Gladiator, I am going to install an INNOVV K3 camera. Now normally you think of these kind of cameras for motorcycles, but you can also use these on vehicles. There's no reason why you can't. It has a front and rear camera, it has a DVR unit, and it will record just like it would any dash cam. And it actually shows on the box pictures of motorcycles, UTVs. It can be used on ATVs. It even shows a Jeep. So that's pretty cool. So very nice packaging looks like on this thing. I want to take this out, show you what's in the box, and then we're going to stick it on the Jeep Gladiator. I'm going to put the front and rear camera like on the bumper on the front, a nice solid place, and then we'll put it on the rear. And we'll probably put this main DVR unit under the hood, connect it up. It also has a remote, so you can control it from inside the vehicle. So we want to take this thing, hook it up. This is the extra cable they sent with me because when you do put it on something like a vehicle like this, as long as it's Gladiators, you're going to need an extension cable. It's basically the cable that comes with it is made to fit on a motorcycle where you don't need a super long cable. So you will need the extra length cable if you're putting it on a Jeep Gladiator, Wrangler, something like that. So let's take this out of the box, check it out, see what's in the box. We're going to take and hook it up, connect it to the app, and see actually how the video looks on this thing. Okay, so here's the box. Here's the cable that they sent, the extra cable. INNOVV makes a lot of different cameras, and I've read a lot of reviews and watched a lot of reviews on YouTube, and they seem to be very good. That's why I was so interested in INNOVV and checking them out to put this on the Jeep Gladiator. So some pretty cool things is this is full 1080p HD front and rear cameras. It's got a lot of different features. Really don't say a lot on the outside of the box about it. It shows different things here, but one of the good things about a dash cam and a cam for your Jeep or vehicle is safety in knowing that if something happens, you have proof of what you was doing, and insurance and liability and everything these days. It's a good idea to have one. Now you could also take this camera on a Jeep, and a lot of people use these for trail cams basically. So they mount them on their bumpers or wherever, and they make them to where they can see what they're going to be running over. Instead of using them for a big field of view showing where they're going, they want to see what they're running over and or backing into, so you can have them on your bumpers and aim them down to where they see the ground below your Jeep, and it would be also good for that. So let's unbox this. Very nice packaging. So here we have the DVR unit, the two cameras. This is going to be the remote that goes inside, and this is our GPS unit. So this you would need either in the windshield or out somewhere where it's going to get some GPS reception. So this is going to be the main DVR unit, which does the recording. Man, this thing is, you can feel the weight that it's not a cheap little unit. Most of them that I get don't feel so robust like this. Very nice cables. These are going to be nice waterproof connectors that actually thread lock to lock them together to the cameras, which is going to be good. Looks like we have a little flap right here to open up. This is where our micro USB is, and then we also have a place for our SD card. Very nice unit, no doubt. It's probably the best feeling one I've ever had. This is going to be the GPS unit. So it'll just be, you can put some double-sided tape that comes with it, put it on the back, stick it wherever. It also connects, and these are color-coded, so you can see which color goes with which. I'm only going to go in one place to plug in. This is going to be the remote unit. It shows our camera showing videoing, and this is GPS showing that we have GPS signal. This is our Wi-Fi showing that we have Wi-Fi connected. And the same way, it also has a 1/4-inch thread, looks like, that we can mount this with, depending on how you want to mount this. The cameras, very nice metal construction instead of being plastic. These are actually pretty rugged. Very nice looking cameras, and the cord comes out the back. And then we have the same type connector on this, and these will just connect the same way into this unit right here. So both these cameras are the same, I'm sure. It doesn't matter which one's front or rear. Either way, when you plug it in, you turn on your unit and connect to your phone, you'll be able to see which one's front, which one's rear. And if you was wrong, if you wanted to swap them, you just swap the connections. DC converter says in this box. So this is going to be what we connect to the vehicle or to your motorcycle. This is our power connector, so it only goes one place also. There's only one place it'll fit, male to female, thread lock it. It's going to be good to go. On this end, we've got our power wire, we got our ground wire, and then we got our wire that connects to the ignition switch, and that's so whenever you turn the ignition on, start the vehicle, it's going to come on and start recording automatically. Then right here we have a watertight fuse, inline, keep it protected, and looks like it's a 1 amp, so don't take much power. In this unit, you can actually mount it with double-sided tape, or you has a place where you can put screws in it to hold it down if you want to make it real solid. It tells you on here to 12 volt, tells you which wire is red, positive, black is ground, yellow is accessory, and 12 volt switched power source. It also has an LED right here to show that it's working. This box right here is the different type mounts. So this is going to be a microphone. If you're using this on a motorcycle, you can take the microphone, put this on. This is made where you can put it anywhere on your bike, preferably out of the wind, or you could actually take this when you have it on your motorcycle and connect it into your helmet and actually record your audio of you talking while you're riding. So that's a really cool option, especially for a motorcycle. But now you could run this inside your vehicle, like the Jeep, and do the audio that way too. I may run it in there and try it out just for the video purposes. Inside here we have the different style mounts. We got some L brackets, all kinds of different screws and different things, and we have some of the double-sided tape to stick the things down the cameras. In this package looks like we have the same thing, some more L brackets, some clamps that go around the cameras, and different things to mount it with. And then here we have the instruction manual right here, pretty much showing you what wires connect to what, gives you an idea how to connect everything, and tells you what each thing does. Okay, so under the hood, there's not a lot of room on this Jeep Gladiator to mount anything, but what I figured is I'm going to mount the DVR unit right here on the side of this air intake. There's a good nice flat spot right here to mount it. My cables will come around right here, and I have plenty of room to have my cables down right in here. And then I want to mount the DC converter right here. Will be a good location to have the DC converter. So I'll get this stuff connected up, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I want to go ahead, while I'm still thinking of it, don't forget, before I mount this, and go ahead and put my SD card in. So hold the flap open here. This is a 32 gigabyte. You can put a lot bigger in here, up to like 256, I believe. Plug that in. So now we got our SD card in here. Make sure we get this cover back so it'll be nice and watertight. And then I'm going to mount this unit right here. I took my ground. Luckily, there was just a 10 millimeter bolt on the battery terminal. So I put my ground on here. I'm going to run it with the battery cable over to right here where I'll mount this unit. You can see the red light is on. The lighting's not too great in here. The positive is connected right over here on the positive terminal, the red wire, to a 10 millimeter head nut right here. And then I took my yellow wire, and it's connected to one of the fuses. Just make sure that it's a fuse that is connected when the vehicle started, then it turns to positive, not when it's off. And doesn't matter really the fuse size, because this is a 1 amp, so it takes really low current. So pretty much any fuse will be okay to connect it to power it on. So then I want to mount this unit right here. Then I'll connect it to my DVR unit right here, put the cameras on, and we can check it out. Okay, so as far as mounting these, they do have a nice mounting system because everything's metal. And the way it goes is you have this strap that goes around it, like so, and this goes around, and you take this rubber pad, it sticks on the inside in here, and then you cut off the excess you need, put it around it. You have 2 screws that goes into this aluminum block right here, 1 screw that goes into the bottom to mount your bracket. And the way I'm going to mount this on the Jeep for now, I want to use double-sided tape to make sure that's the location I want. And then if that works, then I'll actually take a bolt and put through here and bolt this thing on solid so it won't go nowhere and stay there a long time. But there's different things for you to clip your wires through. There comes in an Allen wrench, all the different brackets that you might need. This style mount here, some double-sided tape for that. But I stuck a piece of 3M tape on here and cut it. And this is what I'm going to stick it to on the front bumper on the Gladiator for now. Same way on the rear. Then once I am sure that's where I want it, it's in a nice location, then I can take and bolt it down solid later. Very nice mounting system they have right here. I just need to peel this film off before I start recording after I run my wire. Okay, so how I mounted my front one was, like I said, I put this L bracket on. I've got it right here on the front bumper. This is not a factory front bumper. And then I got a double-sided tape on here. And then once I find out if this is the location I want, whether I need to move it, I got it in a place where it's protected and it shouldn't be getting hit by anything. Then I can put a bolt through the bumper and hold this on solid. And I routed my cable the same place as my winch because my winch cable goes right up to the battery. It'd be a perfect place to run the cable. And then we'll connect it up there and do the same on the rear. Okay, so where I mounted the rear one was right here on the rear bumper. And what I wanted to do was the same thing. I mounted it with double-sided tape. And I actually recommend that you don't go just mounting everything permanent and running all your wires and tying everything down permanent until you're exactly sure where you want it. So don't tie everything down, mount everything solid until it is exactly where you want it. You want to keep the cameras where they're protected and out of the way, not getting hit by anything. So you don't want it on top of your bumper where the tailgate's going to hit it. You don't want it where your hitch, anything's going to hit it. This is a good location, I think. Now, I've got this run up through, and I got my cable, that long extension cable that sent me run down the frame. And I don't have it all tied, just in a few spots for now, until I make sure that it's the location that I want everything. Then I'll do that. And then when I get this, if this is where I want it, I'll bolt this down solid, and I'll probably drill me a hole right here and run this through so it'll look nice and neat. But for now, we just got to see who here, run through here, and then to the frame connected to the long cable going to the front. So what I have to do when I get this turned on is make sure the orientation of my cameras are right, make sure they're nice and horizontal and not upside down or crooked or something. But I think this logo goes straight up, but I may be wrong. We're going to find out. Okay, so as far as mounting in the Jeep, I mounted mine on this little ledge here because it's an easy place. I'm right-handed. But I got it laying flat here. I can see the button. I can see the lights on it. I think that'd be a good location. So I ran the wires down on the dash. The microphone I got stuck right up here. And I just got it clipped. So I can move this to a different location if I wanted, if the audio's not good. But I can put it pretty much anywhere I want. And then the GPS for now, I just got it laying on the dash because I'm not sure how the signal works. Once I find a good place, and if it's going to work as far as signal, then I'll go ahead and double-side it, tape it down with the double stick tape that's provided with it. Okay, so on the dash here, you can see where I have this mounted. You can see the green camera lit up. That means it's recording. The Wi-Fi is on, and there's the GPS. We probably don't have no signal because we are inside the garage, but when we back out, we should. If we want to do one of those locked videos, we'll just push this button. It's recording right now, but if you push this button, you'll see the way it flashes now. That means now that we are doing one of the locked videos, and it will save it in that folder to where they are protected and not overwritten by the recording loop. Okay guys, so the first thing you want to do is go to the App Store and download this app. You can see it on the bottom right here. It's called INNOVV. Once you start your vehicle and the Wi-Fi light is flashing blue on your remote, go to your settings, and when you find INNOVV, you click on INNOVV, and then you put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Click join, and once we've joined that network, okay, so now we want to click back on the INNOVV app. And then we'll click on the video camera at the top left. Should show us our cameras front and rear. You can see the front one aimed at my camper trailer. The rear one's the top square corner up here. We can actually turn this off on the top right here. You see the F/R. Click on that. You can put it to just front, like so. Or you can put it to just rear. Or you can put it to front and rear. So as far as what we have in this app, if we click on Documents over here on the left, you can see the camera files, local files. So in here we have our continuous videos, our parking mode videos, accident videos, protected videos, so which is if we push the button on a remote to record, it will put the protected videos in here. Say something, you see an incident you want to save, you'll push that button on your remote and it will save that video in that protected video. They're locked and the loop recording will not override it. Pictures will be on the bottom left. Continuous videos. So what this is going to show us is our videos that we have recorded, and this is just stuff sitting here in the garage. So we won't want these. We'll wait till we record something going down the road. But if you was to click on them, you can click download, play online, or delete. So if you want to download them and save them to your phone, just click on that download and you can save them to your phone, or you can just go ahead and click delete and delete that one, and delete as many as you want. Go back out of here. Push on camera, and when we're on camera like this, we can actually switch it to one or both, and if we click this little camera icon down here, it will take a photo taken just like that and save it into our photos. So if we click on settings, which is dead center of the screen, the little gear icon, we can go into the settings here. The Wi-Fi name, it shows up there, which is the K3. And there it tells you that password that I just used, 1234567 You can set it to where it turns the Wi-Fi off or not. If you don't want the Wi-Fi on all the time, I've got mine on. The resolution, if you click on it, you can choose between 720/60, 1080/28, or 1080/30, which is what I have mine on. Bit rate, you can change the bit rate. I like mine on high. That's where I leave it all the time. Image orientation, front and rear, you can change the orientation. Click on that. So you can mirror it, flip it, or invert it. Same way on the rear. Loop recording, we can change the loop recording. INNOVV set theirs to where you could do 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, or 10-minute videos. We will just set this on 3 for now. That sounds like a good number. Video format, we want to change that. I like mine on MP4. It's on TS right now, but we want it on MP4. Time-lapse recording, if you wanted to do time-lapse, you can see the milliseconds, 100, 200, and 500 milliseconds. Preview recording switch, you can see where you can change them. Microphone volume, right there. Date and time, we have the date and time on there. And speed display, if you want to show how your speed units. Here in the United States, we need to use miles per hour. GPS is on. Video stamp says INNOVV. You can change that to whatever you want. We'll just put Woodzman. Now it show video stamp will show Woodzman instead of INNOVV. The capacity of our card right here, it shows that it is 29 gigabytes, actually a 32. We're going to go ahead and format this. You should always format a card whenever you put it into your any kind of camera. Format it to your camera. Format that card like so. Card detection, card inserted. There's our parking monitor. We can turn it on or off. Our gravity sensor, whether we're going to use the accelerometer or not. The light source frequency is 50 hertz. We want to change that to 60 here in the United States. Clear the cache. If you want to clear the cache and clear everything out, do that right there. Restore to factory settings. If you mess something up, you don't know what you're doing, you can always just go and restore to factory settings. And that's about it inside the settings. So we need to take this thing now up the road, record some videos, and see what they look like. Okay, so here we go. I have the microphone in here. Hopefully we can hear the microphone good. And I have this my phone sitting here on the mount where I can actually see the video, which is very nice. I can see front and rear. And a person could actually use this for even a backup camera if they wanted to, depending on how you adjust your camera angle. But one cool thing is I can see this front and rear, and I can take my videos off, take them in, put them on the computer. Very easy to use. It shows that we do have GPS. We are recording front and rear. So right here is the front video. And I'll switch it over to rear right here. You can see what it looks like going out the rear. So location of your cameras is very important. That's the most important thing. Getting your cameras located and making them in a very solid spot. Whether you mount this on a UTV, a motorcycle, on your vehicle, like a Jeep or whatever, you want to make sure that your cameras are mounted solid to keep the shake out and make it as smooth as possible. We'll take this thing onto some gravel, see what the gravel looks like front and rear. Okay guys, that is it for the INNOVV K3. I really like this camera, and the video should be pretty good. 1080p, 30 frames per second, and front and rear real nice. So just to show you that you can mount these motorcycle cams, everybody thinks they're just for motorcycles, but that's not true. They work really good on vehicles, especially if you're doing off-road stuff on a Jeep or a pickup, something like that. You could take and mount one of these cameras and use it for off-road, and it'd be great to capture whatever you're doing. If something happens, you'll have video of it. And like I said, you can even use this for a camera to view where you're at. You can aim this camera down and see the road right in front of you to see what you're running over, like ledge rocks and stuff, to avoid. And if, same way on the rear, whatever you're backing into, that would work good. And like I said, it also worked good for a backup camera. So awesome camera. This is the first one I've reviewed from INNOVV, and so far I'm highly impressed. I really like the layout of the app. It all works good. All the mounting hardware is good. The cameras are built real solid, nice quality cameras. So I will show some later video on this thing once I get it totally set up and all liking it all and everything's working good, and do a later review of how it works. Thank you guys for watching Woodzman Adventures. So check out the link in the description below where you can check one of these out. Thank you all for watching. Click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Right on.